If you don't know who I am, I'm Ezra Witt, as she mentioned, but I'm the website product leader here at Thryv, and I'm excited to talk about this today. There's things that are changing fast, and they're changing everything, and AI and the future of search. And at Thryv, we work on building smart, scalable solutions that help small businesses thrive, and especially as technology reshapes how people find and choose who to do business with. So today we'll dive into how AI is transforming the search landscape, what that ultimately means for you and your website, your online visibility, and your broader digital strategy. Our goal is simple. We want to help you stay ahead of these changes and make smart, actionable adjustments that boost ultimately your visibility, traffic, and conversations. So by the end of our session, I want you to walk away with really three things: a clear understanding of what's changing, some practical steps that you can start taking today, and a sense of confidence as we move into this new AI-powered area. So the first thing I want to talk about is that search is changing fast. It's not just the headline, it's the reality. AI is fundamentally reshaping how people find information online. We're seeing two major trends that every business needs to understand. One is massive changes in traffic. Organic traffic from traditional search engines is becoming less predictable. And that means less traffic sometimes flowing to your websites, especially those that haven't been updated or haven't adapted to the content strategy to this new behavior. So platforms like Bing with ChatGPT, TikTok, and even Reddit are now being used as primary search tools for certain queries. And Google's market share is declining. For the first time in years, Google's dominance is being challenged, really since the first time since 2015. And AI-driven search engines and assistants are really gaining traction, especially with younger audiences and tech-savvy users. This means that the rules of search are being rewritten. But we believe if you understand what's happening and we respond strategically, there's also a massive opportunity to get ahead at this stage. I want to take a look at a prediction that was made back in February of last year. Gartner predicted a 25% drop in website search traffic by 2026. So it was pretty bold at the time. They're kind of known for putting things out like that are pretty bold, but they were actually wrong. And actually, what we've seen is it happened about twice as fast. It doesn't mean that less search is happening, but it does mean that the way people are searching is fundamentally changing. And that's a huge signal that traditional SEO and content strategies are no longer really enough. And as AI-powered tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and even search integrated voice assistants become more common, users are increasingly getting answers without having to click through to a website. And here's why that matters. AI is fundamentally changing how people discover, evaluate, and engage with content. So to stay visible and competitive, you need to adapt your digital strategy to meet people where they are now, not where they used to be. This graphic shows how quickly things have changed in just a 6-month time frame. AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and others are changing behavior. They're now answering questions directly. We're seeing more zero-click results on Google itself, where users get the answer without needing to leave the search results page. In fact, 60% of searches now don't even result in a click. Consumers want their information quicker, more readily available, and this also means that less volume, but also higher accuracy in results. And this shift impacts how businesses need to think about visibility. It's no longer just about ranking on Google. Now, search, while it's changing, there's a couple things that, despite these shifts, your website still remains a critical asset. Yes, AI is changing how people discover content, but once they find you, your website is still where conversions happen. In fact, 80% of small to medium-sized businesses report that their websites drive at least 30% of their total revenue. That's a clear sign that your website isn't just a brochure, it's a key revenue-generating channel. So beyond that, your website serves as the hub that connects all your digital tools and campaigns, whether it's online booking or lead capture or e-commerce or marketing automations. Your site is where everything comes together. So while AI may be changing how people arrive at your site, what happens once they're there still plays a huge role in winning business. So let's understand what we can do. While the way people are searching is evolving, one thing that hasn't changed is your content still matters. In fact, it may matter even more now. So AI models are trained and updated using publicly available web content. This means that websites still play a vital role in shaping the answers these tools generate. And if your content's not there, you're also less likely to be part of the conversation. So the site's content still feeds the AI ecosystem. That's why SEO still remains highly relevant, arguably more important at this point, because today SEO isn't just about ranking on Google, it's about ensuring that your content is structured, clear, and authoritative enough to be surfaced by both traditional search engines and AI driven platforms. So, in short, your website's content is still the foundation of your digital visibility. It just needs to be optimized for a broader AI influenced search optimization. So I want to look at and highlight an important reality in today's AI-driven search landscape. What you feed the AI matters. So the content and information connected to your business across your websites, listings, reviews, and social media directly influence how AI systems understand and surface your brand. If you're a Thryv client, you may already be in a strong position. Thryv supports businesses by keeping that information consistent, accurate, and optimized across those key channels. These areas play a major role in both how you're found in traditional search engines and AI models and how they evaluate your business. We're also continuing to roll out helpful tools like the AI assistant social content, review response generation to make this process easier and more effective. And if you're already using all four of those areas, great, you're likely ahead of the curve. Now, if not, this might be a good time to take a closer look at where you can strengthen your digital presence so that you can stay competitive in this new search environment. So let's make sure your business is giving AI the right signals to help customers find and then ultimately choose you. So I want to talk a little bit today about smarter content and how you can optimize your content for AI. So first off, use strong, confident language. Steer clear of phrases like maybe or we think. AI picks up on uncertainty, and so do your readers. Whenever you can, back things up with citations, statistics, cite those sources. It not only boosts your credibility, but it also helps AI recognize your content as reliable. So try structuring your content in Q&A or FAQ styles. We found these to be lead magnets. Tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI love digestible information this way. It makes them easier to pull out clear answers. And then finally, keep Google's EEAT framework in mind. That means that throughout your website, you're showing your expertise, your experience, your authoritativeness, and your trustworthiness. The more you reflect on those traits, the more likely your content is not only to rank, but also resonate with your clients. So I want to talk a little bit about how we are helping our SMBs with AIO, or artificial intelligence optimization. It's all about making sure that you're both search ready and AI ready. And behind the scenes, we're doing a lot to set you up for success. So if you have a Thryv website, we've got you technically covered. And what I mean by that is your technical side is covered. Your site includes a sitemap, you have server-side rendering, you have SSL for security. We also optimize for Core Web Vitals to keep things running fast and smooth. We're also adding structured data, things like local business info, FAQs, and product details, so that AI and search engines can clearly understand what you offer. That's a little bit about what we're doing. I want to also talk about what you can be doing. So when we talk about your next steps, let's look at what's next. This is where we turn strategy into momentum. Today, staying visible online takes more than just having a website. You need content that evolves, something that reflects what your audience is searching for and how the digital landscape is shifting. So search engines and AI tools are drawn to sites that are active and up to date. So fresh content is important. When your site is refreshed regularly with relevant content, it signals that your business is engaged and also trustworthy. And on the other hand, sites that go untouched for months tend to slip in rankings and ultimately miss out on AI-driven visibility. So let's talk through a few things to get practical. As we get practical, we talked about how social reviews and listings all impact AI search. So ensuring you're active on social is important. Make sure you're posting content, responding to reviews, that your listings are up to date. If you're not sure how to do some of those things in our Business Center or Marketing Center platform, reach out to one of our support members. One of our specialists can walk you through how to be making those updates in Thryv. Next, where can you make your site more AI friendly? Second, so I want to start with just FAQs and list style content. These formats are easy for AI to read and understand. They're also great for showing up in featured snippets or direct answers. If you have some FAQs, things that your clients are asking, or if you can think of some list content that can be included, reach out to our web maintenance team at Thryv and they'll help you get those added. Third, think about adding those what, why, how, when sections to your pages. These kind of blocks help both real people and AI grasp very quickly your message and your value. Fourth, make content updates a regular part of your routine. That could mean posting a new blog, updating a case study, or spotlighting a customer win. And don't forget, refreshing old content is just as important as creating new stuff. If you've had your website with us for longer than a year, it might also be time to go ahead and schedule a redesign. Our web team can help you give your site a fresh new look and implement some additional strategies. Now that you've seen why this matters and some clear steps on what you can be taking to keep your content fresh and AI ready, it's time to look at it in action. So I've invited in and I'm excited to introduce Rachel and Laura, two of our expert web consultants. They work directly with businesses like yours every day to bring these strategies to life. They're going to walk you through exactly how you can do those what, why, how, when blocks and what those look like on a real page, and how to structure a blog that performs well with both your audience and AI. So let's dive into how we can put those ideas into work.
Hi there, I'm Rachel and I'm a web consultant here at Thryv. I'm here to show you how easy it is to add or edit any content on your website using Thryv's website editor. Before diving too deep into the steps to change or add new content to your website, I want to tell you why this would be beneficial for your business. Number one is that it will boost your SEO. Fresh content helps search engines find and rank your site better. Number two is that it builds trust. Updated information shows that your business is active, it's organized, and it's professional. Number three is that it highlights promotions. It showcases seasonal offers, new services, or recent work. Number four is that it reflects your brand growth. Your business is always evolving, so your website should reflect that as well. And number five, it drives engagement. Clear messaging and call to actions turn visitors into new leads. Now I'm going to show you step by step how you can add or update information or content in your website editor. Once you're in the editor, you're going to be able to see exactly something like this. The only difference would be that it would be about your business and the website that we have created for you. So I'm going to show you two things today. First thing is how to add new text, and the second one would be how to edit existing text. Let's say you want to add new text here. You would click on widgets, you would select text and drag it out of there up until the section that you want your new text on. If you want, you can just start typing right there. You also have the option to copy and paste whatever you had written in any other place. In case that you want to improve whatever you wrote because you're not so sure that this is exactly a verbiage that you would like to use on a professional website, you would click on AI Assistant, you would click on Improve Writing, and the AI Assistant is going to automatically improve your text. If there is anything that you don't like there, you can click on this option below that says Suggest Another. It would retain that information there as an option 1. It would give you an option 2 called Take 2. If you want to use this option, you select Use This Text, which is what I'm going to do exactly at this step. Now, for step 2, if you want to edit existing content, you just have to select that section or that specific word. Let's say I want to change the word project to services. It's as simple as that. And to make sure that you don't touch this anymore, you would just click here, and that's there. Now let's talk about what to write. And the easiest way to figure out what to write is answering 4 questions that customers always ask. First things first, what? Basically explain your business. For example, sprinkler repair involves fixing leaks, broken heads, or water pressure issues. The second thing is why. Say why it matters. Example, repairs save water, reduce cost, and keep your lawn healthy. Number 3 is how. Share how you do it. Example, we diagnosed issues and fixed them using pro-grade tools and parts. And last but not least, when. Tell them when they should call you. Call us if your system is leaking, skipping zones, or your lawn's drying out. A pro tip, always add information when a customer asks you a question more than once. It shows them that you're listening, paying attention, and that you care. Remember, Content does not need to be perfect. You're just answering real questions from your real customers. Thank you for joining me with the Thryv website editor. Now you can keep your site accurate, professional, and engaging anytime. Whether it is adding a new service, updating business hours, or sharing a seasonal promotion, now you've got the tools to do it easily and effectively. Thank you for choosing Thryv, and happy editing.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura. I'm going to show you how to create and add a blog post using Thryv website editor. Whether you're a small business owner, a service provider, or just want to keep your site fresh and informative, blog posts are a great way to connect with your audience. So before we jump into the website editor, we need to know, when does a blog post make the most impact? The truth is, blogging isn't just about filling space. It's about sharing useful, timely content that actually helps your audience. Blogging will help you keep your site active, gives potential clients a reason to trust you, and even helps with search engine visibility. Blogs are perfect for showcasing a service or product, answering frequently asked questions, sharing project highlights or before and afters, educating customers, and building trust. Now, once you're inside of your website editor, look over to the left-hand sidebar and click Blog. Then we need to hit New Post to start creating a fresh blog entry. Next up, we need to select a title. The key to a strong blog post is focusing on one clear specific topic rather than trying to cover too much all at once. This keeps your readers engaged and makes your post easy to follow. Think of it like having a simple conversation. What's one helpful thing you explained to one of your customers today? That's your perfect topic. In my case, and since we're working with a landscaping website, I'll choose how to prepare your lawn for spring. After you pick your topic, it's time to add a thumbnail image. For that, we're going to click where it says image. You can select one from the existing website gallery, or you can upload a new picture. In my case, I'll go ahead and select one of the existing images from the website gallery. We're going to hit select and then we can click done. After we have this basic information, we can now click in start. So now let's talk about content. Here's a simple format that works for almost any industry. After we have our topic and title selected, we need to add a subtitle. In my case, I'll use a quick guide to a greener, healthier yard this season as my subtitle. Now we can go ahead and change the main image of your post by clicking the image and then clicking replace button. Once again, we can select an existing picture of your website gallery, or we can upload a new image. All right, now it's time to start writing content for your blog, and we'll kick it off with a short intro. This is just a sentence or two that clearly explains what the post is about in plain language. Think of it like, how do you introduce a topic to a customer face-to-face? From there, you've got a few easy options. You can write everything from scratch, paste in content you already have, or use built-in AI tool to help improve it. If you're working with existing content, just highlight the text, click the AI assistant drop-down, and choose Improve Writing. The AI assistant tool will show us multiple options that we can select from, such as make the paragraph shorter or longer. We can also translate, we can change the tone, we can do a lot of things with this AI assistant tool. Now, when it comes to writing the body of your blog, you don't need to overthink it. You can use bullet points or short, clear paragraphs. Think about breaking your content into simple sections like what the service is, why it matters, what to or timing. This kind of structure makes your post easy to read and super helpful for your audience. Now we're going to proceed to give a little bit of format to our subtitles within the blog content. To do that, you just need to highlight the title, go to the paragraph drop down, and select heading 1 or heading 2 depending on what you need. In my case, I'll go ahead and select. Besides giving format to our titles and subtitles, we can use the edit text tool to format content, like adding headings, we can add bullet points, we can bold important information. This will make the content clear and easy to read. Using this option will help your post to look more organized and keep the readers engaged. And last but not least, we need to talk about call to actions. So now that you've shared some great information, you cannot leave your readers hanging. End your post with a simple call to action, or as we call it, CTA. Whether it's calling you, booking a service, or just getting in touch to learn more, a good CTA gives your blog purpose. And here's a quick tip to a strong CTA. A strong CTA should always include your company name, your location, and contact information. It could be a phone number or your email. This will help people to know exactly how to reach you. Keep it friendly, clear, and to the point. Just a quick prompt, it's all it takes to turn a reader into a customer. Now that we have our main content ready, and before we hit publish, we cannot forget about SEO settings. The website editor will automatically generate SEO based on the information provided for the blog post. But you can also edit it by clicking the left-hand menu, selecting blog, then clicking post settings. From there, you need to go to post SEO settings. And here's where we can add a custom URL, fill in all tags for any images, and include relevant hashtags and post description to improve searchability. Once that information is filled out, you're all set. Now we can hit publish post. And just like that, your blog is live and ready to bring in traffic. And that's it. Now you know how to create a blog post using a website editor. And the best part is that if you like being hands-on, blog posts are something you can absolutely do yourself. But if you'd rather stay focused on your business, we also offer web maintenance services that can keep your website updated for you. If you got a great service or a story to share, blogging is a great way to do it. Thank you so much for watching and happy blogging.
All right, that was some great kind of walkthroughs of exactly how to put those best practices into action. We do have time for just a few questions. I do want to note, I saw a couple people asking, we will be sending out an on-demand recording of the session early next week, so don't worry about that. All right, Ezra, I want to start with something that I was thinking about kind of during the session. It was shown that you can use like an AI assistant, whether it's, Thryv's AI features or ChatGPT. Is there any kind of best practices around using AI when writing content for your website?
Yeah, wow, what a great question. So absolutely there are. AI generation is getting better. One of the things that is only as good as the prompts that you're giving it. So a couple of just really quick tips that I would really try to focus in on is one, giving it context. Giving the AI tools context is always helpful, and also just the instruction you're giving it. A couple of things to think about is one, how do you want it to approach it? And so if I'm using it for social content as an example, I'll ask the AI to operate as if it is a social content expert. Putting it in that frame of reference is good. And then also then giving it an idea of what you want as an output. So if you're wanting like a specific format or style, informing the AI how you want that output to look is also very beneficial to make sure you're getting really positive responses.
All right, awesome. And then you kind of moving into social, you use that as an example. How should you be sharing blogs to social media? Does that help with AI kind of finding you in listings, or is social media kind of separate from the AI search world?
No, I think that's great. And I know that Cristiano asked like in the chat, it doesn't look like they have a website. Websites are great for blogs and posting some of those there, but they mentioned they have a business Facebook page and a LinkedIn page. Those same practices we're talking about for blogs are absolutely great as like business posts as well on social. And again, everything that's being fed into AI, social is a big part of that as well. So when we talk about the kind of those four pillars, AI is pulling a lot from social. and social is impacting what's going in there. So using those same practices, they're universal. You can use that across both your social platforms in the content that you're posting there, as well as your website.
Okay, awesome. And now Laura has a question. She's wondering, how many posts do you recommend a week to help you with your website kind of SEO and that AI search?
Yeah, really 2 to 4 is good. That's that kind of the ideal range you want to be in. So, I think 2 to 4 is really where you want to be. And then also what matters in there too is the content hierarchy that you're creating, and intentionally choosing those keywords and those results that you're wanting. Think about your end user audience. One of I think the best practices you can make when thinking about blogging or posting in general is remember who your target audience is. You're not your target audience. And so think about it from the customer's perspective first, and then, reverse engineer that into ultimately what you're posting about, what you're creating.
So when it comes to kind of creating all of this content, often we know running and managing and keeping up with a small business is a lot of work. What would your suggestions be to kind of keep up with a consistent posting schedule if you don't have like a massive marketing team or somebody dedicated to creating this kind of content?
Yeah, that's absolutely one of the hardest things for a small business, right? Is you wear several different hats. The biggest thing is I would say, let us help you. We have a web maintenance team that was mentioned by the web consultant, and I know I mentioned earlier. They can help you. So if you have content, but you don't have the time to go in and actually edit it or add it, sending those to our team is great. We're also trying to be very intentional about in giving you the tools to help you be successful there. So one, like the AI assistance, is a big piece of that. But the other part of it as well is like in social, the social content calendar that you can schedule content out ahead of time is really helpful, as well as we do have a managed service for social that could be beneficial.
All right. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are already running out of time extremely quickly. 30 minutes goes by really fast. We've time for one more question. Lisa is asking if there's a cheat sheet for preparing AI for the best results. So I think I can look, Lisa, and see if we have some resources that we can put into that follow-up email that'll have this recording on it. But Ezra, maybe do you have like your 2 favorite tips when it comes to prompting AI to get the best results possible?
Yeah, I think a couple pieces there. One, refine the result. So the first result that it gives you, let it build upon that. So let that be the base, but don't let that be the end. And what I mean by that is if I'm asking it to generate something for me, then come back and talk about how you want it to revise or what you'd like to see as an ideal. So you don't have to take the first result there, be good about refining. And then the other part goes back to what I mentioned earlier is set both the expectations with the AI agent that you're utilizing for one in the prompt, what you're ultimately looking for as a actual product, what the output should be, and giving it some guidelines around that, which would really help.
I love that piece of advice is that like the first response that you come back is not your final response. You have to work with AI and it has to learn, how you want to position your business. But Ezra, thank you so much for all the wonderful information that you shared today. We really appreciated having you here.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie, for having me. Great to be with you guys today.